again, you're reaching these four components that are related again and again in different ways: air, water, fire, and earth. These are always going to be represented in different ways. A lot of the Bible is repetitive in different ways so that you will be able to tune into what the understanding you can relate to. A lot of Jesus's parables are repetitive, said in different ways, but the same point to reach in the meaning. So you have to become aware of that when you're reading stuff and not think, oh, this is new. Learn to cross-reference. When you cross-reference, especially in the spiritual, you have to be able to discern if they're completely different or they have the same meaning but in a different perspective. That's really important. So once you've mastered yourself, knowing yourself, now we are able to understand the inner that now will make sense. Because knowing thyself, you have to have the devotion and understanding of what your focus now can connect to. Because focus in thyself is the most incredible tool you can have. When your awareness becomes focus, you'll be able to do just about anything that you want. So knowing thyself, your awareness of your breath and your consciousness. Okay, how do you separate those so that you are aware of your breath? I'm going to go into that later. You have to have worthiness of yourself, not ego, but you have to know that you truly are good and that you really are doing this to better yourself, not to get money or to have riches. A lot of people use it in that way and it just corrupts them and they think that's the way to do it. Dark magic, pure energy through others, those were being used in order for them to manifest, and that's cheating. And that's like having a spiritual prosthetic. Once it's gone, you're nothing. So you're not empowering yourself, you're actually making yourself weak against those that actually will be able to do it in the right way. One of the greatest gifts of knowing thyself, once you're aware, you begin to move in a way that you gain all this wisdom, and your capacity of remembering all of this. It's like a lot of people that are not ready for this, they begin to write things down. When I learned how to become aware in a sense that you now understand that this is real, you begin to vibrate a certain way, and you actually become like a crystal, the quartz crystal that can hold a lot of memory. That's how I actually have never written anything down, the diagrams or anything like that. Right now I outline so that I stay organized because a lot of this information is just so deep. But you can hear in my tonage and how I explain things that this is not from a book, this is actually from within. So that's really important when you talk to somebody and how they're expressing themselves and teaching you whether you can understand them or not. That's how you know that it's from within. Because when it comes from within, it's connecting heart to heart. That's what really heart to heart is. It's incredible how all of these little things now have the true meaning. And for me, it's really exciting to understand that depth. So you have the ability to basically store everything that comes from within. Actually, it's already stored there, but to store it in a way that it flows through you, that's the greatest gift. That's the gold, okay? Because remember, that's the wisdom that's already inside of you, and once it starts to flow, you just know everything. That's what it means to be omniscient and all-knowing. It's not that you like literally know everything, but you can access that wisdom of everything. It's not literally that you have it where you can write it. You have to reverberate. So you have to give it to receive it. See, that is another thing that was really hard to understand, that when you give it all away, that's when you actually receive it. And that's why God is good. God makes you give it for you to receive it. You share, you give it freely. You're not afraid. That's so obviously I can't show you exactly what it is you're supposed to do, but the wisdom is enough. The wisdom is enough for a good person and a good intention to reach the inner secrets. Once you have all of this wisdom, it's actually like thicker than air. Once you have it and it begins to flow through, you start to feel it. I've actually meditated, and after, I don't know, like 3-4 days, I'm reverberating, and in the darkness I see light. It looks like a vapor, but it's not cold, it's not humid, but I've seen things that are hard to explain, but I know that they're real, because my wisdom, when I speak now, I've already said this before, sometimes I didn't know that I knew that. And that's why it's important for you to understand that you will be able to do this if you just understand what I'm saying. You don't have to follow what I'm saying, because you should always do your own analysis, experimentation, but with the understanding of what it means to do what you're doing. So knowing thyself relates to you understanding your spirit. That awareness of breath and your spirit, they're all related. It all exactly is the same thing, but it's separated at the same time. So that's going to be something that you have to eventually, once you begin to focus, you'll begin to understand exactly what it means. I cannot tell you, because you have to do it yourself. Nobody can tell you, because everybody has a different intellect and understanding. And for somebody to tell you something so high level is wrong, because it could corrupt you, it could lead you the wrong way, and you could have really negative effects from it. So this is why I'm giving you only the understandings, so that you can find, again, your own method. Your will is everything once you can tune all of the other parts of yourself and thyself, and then they all combine into one. That's why a lot of the parables that Jesus said about 2 into 1, 3 into 1, 4 into 1, I think you're starting to get the point.